Man and machines. In this modern era, our relationships and dependencies are growing like never before. In recent times, the hype behind AI is quite evident with the introduction of ChatGPT, Siri, Alexa, OpenAI, Google Assistant, and the list goes on. Machines interact with humans, collect data, analyze, and iterate based on the feedback. Through this process, the machines can adjust its behavior and become more effective over time. Now, AI has a subset called machine learning that works on the algorithms, and humans works on their own type of algorithm called belief. In this video, I'll be focusing on three main machine learning algorithms called supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and reinforced learning, and compare how men and machines learn the same way and give my example to let you know how we can use these algorithms to upgrade our own beliefs. In supervised learning, the algorithm is presented with a set of labeled examples and use this data to learn how to map input data to the output data. For example, if you want to train a computer to recognize a cat, you will show it lots of pictures of cats and tell it this is a cat. The more data you give it, the better it becomes at recognizing cats. Similarly, in humans, the belief can be formed based on the information or experiences that are perceived or received from our environment. When we are young, we learn from our parents and teachers. They tell us what's right and wrong, what's good and bad. And then we internalize those opinions and use them to make decisions later. For instance, if someone close to you tells you that you are dumb and you won't accomplish anything in your life, you might internalize those words and make them your own beliefs. These beliefs then becomes a filter for how you perceive and respond to the various inputs influencing your actions and the experiences. So if let's say you are presented with an opportunity to speak in front of an audience, if your algorithm says you are dumb and you can't do it, you won't even try. This bias heavily influences your actions and performance. Similarly, if someone close to you fails at starting a business and tells you it's impossible to succeed in business, you might make that a belief of your own and never act on your own business ideas. So, supervised learning is one way we install beliefs in ourselves. By making someone else's opinions our objective truth, we create algorithms that governs our actions and shapes our reality. Unsupervised learning is a process where an algorithm learns patterns and relationships in data without being explicitly told what to look for. So, for example, we present the data set of apples, orange and bananas, and machines cluster them based on their similarities. So, if we present a new data set, it can be put in the right cluster. As humans, through personal experiences, we shape our algorithms for belief and our behavior. When we encounter events that triggers intense emotions, our subconscious mind takes note of them. If we categorize the event in the positive cluster and use it as a tool for growth, we can develop and improve. But if we attach negative meaning to it and categorize it in the negative cluster, we may avoid similar situations and limit our potential. For example, imagine you were asked to speak in front of your class and you made a mistake, leading to ridicule from your peers. Now, how you are going to categorize this experience and what meaning you are going to attach to it determines how you are going to react to similar situations in the future. If you use this as a learning experience and work to improve your public speaking skills, you can grow and become a better speaker. However, if you see it as a negative event and become closed off, you are going to avoid any public speaking opportunities in the future, and this may limit your potential. So it's important to see events in a positive light and force yourself to look for the lessons that can be learned from them. Looking back, I can see how challenges from my past help me shape who I am today. So always strive to see the positive in every situation. Remember, your personal experiences shapes your learning algorithm, and by choosing to see the benefit in every event, you can open opportunities for growth and development. So let's see the third algorithm called reinforced learning and how we can use this in order to upgrade any limiting belief that we hold within ourselves. In terms of machines, reinforced learning is where an algorithm learns to interact with an environment to achieve a goal. The agent receives feedback in the form of rewards or punishment based on its action in the environment. The goal of the algorithm is to learn to take actions that lead to highest reward. In other words, the base mechanism of the algorithm does not change, but it improves through trial and error, and its actions are guided by the reward it receives from the environment. A simple analogy could be a child who wants to learn to ride a bike. The child has no prior experience in bike riding, but he is motivated to learn how to ride it. So his base algorithm is that I want to become good at riding a bike. Initially, the child tries to ride the bike without any guidance and falls off. But each time the child falls, he learns from the mistake and adjusts his next attempt. He starts to understand what works and what doesn't, such as correct balance, pedal speed, and steering control. Eventually, after several attempts, the child starts to get the hang of it and can ride the bike without falling. As the child continues to practice, he becomes better at it and can ride faster and navigate through obstacles. Now, let's explore how machine reinforced learning algorithm can be used to reprogram the subconscious mind of the human beings. By using a feedback loop, we can create biased hypotheses that serve us to become better and ground them in our reality to make it our default mode of operation. We will see this in action in 4-step process. Step number 1 is questioning belief. The first step in this process is to question every belief that we have and gain awareness around it. We can look at the beliefs that help us progress in life and those that hinder us. To achieve this, we can take a sheet of paper, write down our goals and make 2 columns. In column 1, we write down 5 reasons why we can achieve our goals, and in column 2, we write down 5 reasons why we can't. Step 2 is biased algorithm and experimentation. Once we have identified beliefs that hinder us, we can create a biased algorithm against it that serves us to become better. This algorithm will be based on the opposite of the belief in the column 2, and we will operate from this algorithm. So for example, if your limiting belief is that you are not confident, we create a biased algorithm saying that I am confident. And then we do experimentation with our newly installed algorithm. We start with this assumption and do things that a person with this belief would do. We experiment and gather feedback from the environment, but we are going to do it in a precise manner that helps us to become better. And here's step 3 comes. So step 3 is introduce the distiller. The distiller is a crucial part of this process. It filters only the evidence that supports our new belief and gives it as a feedback. So for example, if we speak in front of a crowd and they respond well to us, we take this as a positive feedback and strengthen our belief. Even if we made mistake and people made fun of us, we take this as feedback to see where we can improve. But we are still going to stick with our initial algorithm that I am confident and give positive feedback that I at least had the courage to take a chance and speak in front of the crowd. So we are distilling the tiny ounce of positive elements from the outcome and using it as a feedback to reinforce the learning. No matter what happens, we are not going to make any changes in the initial algorithm and use any tiny evidence as feedback to reinforce the belief. This is what I did when I started my channel. I started with a biased algorithm that I am good at making videos. And even though I have to improve and learn a lot, I never changed my initial belief. There was a time when my friends made fun of me and laughed at me, but rather than being offended and looking down on myself, I used the fact that I still had the courage to do it. Most people can't even face the camera, let alone speak and make videos. I only reinforced the positive feedback. I even asked my friends on a sincere note that how I can improve. Do they have any suggestions? And what they told me, I critically analyzed it and implemented what I deemed the right feedback. Every single comment, every single subscriber that I get, I only focus on that and use them as evidence that I am good at making videos. This is where the step 4 comes. So step 4 is reinforcing the learning. The final step is to reinforce the learning by collecting evidence supporting the new belief every single day. I have a file where I paste every single comment from my subscribers and look at it whenever I feel down. I look at my old videos and compare them with my new ones and celebrate the fact that how much I have improved. This evidence is what reinforces these beliefs no matter how small they are. So write down all the evidence that supports your new belief. Make it a daily task to at least write 2 evidence no matter how small they are to reinforce the algorithm. During a period of month, you end up having close to 60 pieces of evidence that are more than enough for you to have a conviction around this new belief. So to wrap this up, we must begin with a biased algorithm purposely and deliberately expose us to the uncomfortable situations and act according to our new belief. We distill and ignore any negative feedback and collect and reinforce only the positive feedback to the algorithm and ground it to a point where it becomes our default state of operation. I hope that video has been useful to you. If so, make sure to like and leave a comment and consider subscribing to the channel for more videos. I will see you guys in the next video. Till then, love and peace.